I'm Snigdha. My roll number is 23264, sir. This project is a case study in data visualization centered on large data set of global satellite launches. The raw data contain thousands of entities, but it was difficult to identify key trends or insightfuls from raw numbers alone. The primary goal was to transform the complex data into a clear and interactive dashboard. I chose Tableau for this task because of its strengths in creating interactive dashboards. I need I needed the ability for users to filter and explore the data in real time, and Tableau's capacity to link different charts together was ideal for this purpose. Today, I'll walk you through my process, the insights gained from the dashboard, and my key learnings. My process began with pre-processing. The initial data contained so many null values and columns that were not relevant for high-level analysis, so I used Python to clean and prepare data for visualization. Once the data was cleaned, I moved into Tableau. My strategy was to select the most effective chart types for each aspect of data. For example, I used an area chart to show growth trends over time and tree map a tree map to effectively display proportions between different satellite users, and a word cloud to highlight the most frequently used launch sites. This was an iterative process of building, testing, and refining the visualizations to ensure that final dashboards was both clear and insightful. Now I will be answering the questions. So, what can we learn from this? I'll summarize my findings by answering the five questions. First question is, how has the commercialization of space led by USA evolved? If we look at the launch timeline graph, we see dramatic spike in launches in recent years, mainly by USA, and our tree map shows that most of the satellites are launched for commercial purposes. So, the USA is launching more satellites for commercial purposes in recent years. Question 2, as we launch more satellites, are they getting bigger or smaller? This is a fascinating trend. My count vs mass trend chart shows answers for this perfectly. The bar shows the number of launches are skyrocketing year by year, but line overlaid on the top, which represents the average satellite mass, is clearly uh, declining downwards. This isn't a contradiction, it's a paradigm shift. We are launching vast collections of smaller and lighter satellites. Question number 3, what is the profile of top launch organization like SpaceX? The dashboard is a powerful tool for this kind of analysis. When I click on SpaceX in the top organization, the chart entirely focuses on them. Our top launch sites are in the cloud, which are Cape Canaveral and Vandenberg, their primary operational hubs. This demonstrates how we can get a complete company profile in seconds. Now let's answer question number 4. Where are we placing our satellites and how does their orbital locations affect their lifespan? This question reveals a strategic insight. My orbit bar chart Orbit pie chart clearly shows that vast majority of satellites are in lower Earth orbit or LEO. But is this the whole story? If I then switch to lifetime distribution chart, if I then switch to lifetime distribution chart, we can see something different. While LEO is crowded, the satellites in geostationary orbit have much more have much more longer expected lifetime. This shows a clear strategic difference. LEO is for volume, but GEO is for long term critical infrastructure. Now, let's answer question number 5. Which rockets are the true workhorses of the space industry? My top launched vehicles chart answers this. We can immediately see a few rockets like Falcon 9 that dominates in the list, but the real power comes from interactivity. If I click on Falcon 9, the top organization chart instantly filters to show SpaceX. As you can see, it highlights SpaceX. This confirms the tight link between the industry's most used vehicles and the leading commercial players, showing how a single successful rocket platform can define a company's market position. In conclusion, this case study was about more than just satellites. It was about the process of turning raw information into actionable knowledge. So, I learned that through careful cleaning and visualization, we can uncover significant global trends, the explosive growth of commercial space industry, the technological shift towards smaller satellites, and the distinct strategies of different global players. Second, I learned that the type of visualization is critical. A bar chart is not always the answer. Sometimes a tree map, a word cloud, or dual axis charts may tell a much richer story. Most importantly, this project solidified my belief in power of data visualization. It's a skill that bridges the gap between complex data and human understanding. It allows us to not only answer the questions we didn't even know to ask. The goal was to make data speak, and with this dashboard, I believe we can all hear its story loud and clear. Thank you.